What is going on, everybody? I am the CHALL and welcome to a new video here on the channel. It's been a while, it's been a good few days since we've uploaded on this channel. Now, this is a football news update on Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino, and today we're going to be talking about him being the #1 linked with the Newcastle job on the brink of the brand new owners. Now I'm going to talk about the ownership situation. I'm going to talk about what they need to do to officially get the keys to St James's Park, and when Newcastle fans can kick Mike Ashley up the backside and say see you later. I'm also going to talk about a story. It's not the full story, but I want to talk about a headline that I saw a few days ago that I want to talk about as well, which kind of infuriates me a little bit. So for now, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video, and let's get into this video. So this is all about Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino. Now, of course, he was sacked by Tottenham Hotspur. They brought in Jose Mourinho. It hasn't worked, in my opinion. Ndombele is linked with Barcelona. He was kicked out of the squad one time. He had a bust up and all that nonsense. But Mauricio Pochettino could be knocking on the door at Newcastle. Now, Steve Bruce is in the hot seat, and we believe that the owners have given Steve Bruce until the end of the season, whenever the season resumes, to try and get this club as high as they can. I think, in my opinion, the owners are going to aim for at least top 10 or Steve Bruce is out the door. And I think if he doesn't get top 10, bye-bye Steve Bruce. Now, of course, the story of Mauricio Pochettino is an interesting one. If Pochettino deal falls through, former manager Rafa Benitez is expected to return, according to Sky Sports News. So Mauricio Pochettino is Newcastle's prospective new owner's #1 choice to be the next manager at St James's Park, and they are reportedly willing to pay him £19 million a year, and that will make him the second highest paid manager in the Premier League behind Manchester City's Pep Guardiola. The former Tottenham manager, out of work since last November, is keen to return to the Premier League and is known to be interested in the role. Steve Bruce will remain as manager until the end of the current campaign, although it remains unclear as to when that will be. The likelihood that the Argentine will take charge once the season has concluded. No decision from Pochettino or the Saudi-backed consortium is expected before the Premier League determines whether to allow the £300 million takeover from the club from Mike Ashley, and the prospective owners have been impressed by the rebuilding project carried out by Pochettino during his 5-year tenure at Spurs, taking them to the 2019 Champions League final. They believe he's the perfect candidate to help transform Newcastle into one of Europe's top clubs over the next 5 years. If the Pochettino deal falls through, Rafa Benitez, now manager at Dalian Yifang in the Chinese Super League, is expected to return to St James's Park. Benitez has also made no secret of his wish to manage in the Premier League again. However, Newcastle's potential new owners may have to dig even deeper to tempt him away from his £12 million a year after tax contract in China. After tax, Pochettino will be earning around $10 million a year. In gross terms, that will put Pochettino ahead of Jose Mourinho. His successor at Spurs presently earns $15 million a year. Guardiola, though, would remain the highest paid manager in the league with £20 million a year, with his contract due to end in the summer of 2021. Pochettino and his backroom staff remain on gardening leave, with the Argentine still reportedly being paid $8.5 million a year gross wages. Now, Graham Souness has warned the appointment of a bigger name at Newcastle manager will not guarantee success at St James's Park. The former Newcastle boss told the Football Show, "I think if the takeover does happen, I think Steve Bruce should be, in brackets, in the dugout. I think they should give him a crack as he's done a fantastic job up there with limited resources under pressure all the time. I've been in that job and it's difficult. I think he's performed really well, but as is in the way in football, new people coming in will want their own men, and that'll be right across the football club. As always, it'll come down to what players and they'll be attracted there, and if they get a big budget to work with. I still think attracting the best players up to Newcastle will be difficult unless you pay them the way of going beyond the rate." Now, Graham Souness's comments confuse me. And to be fair, I agree what he's saying. They should give him a fair crack. But this is coming from a manager who was alright, and then a bust up between two players basically ended Newcastle's season, and they didn't recover. And many people still call replacing Bobby Robson with Graham Souness one of the worst manager decisions in club history. You know, so it's almost as bad as letting Rafael Benitez go for free and letting him walk out the door. But I swear to God, if this deal doesn't go through, if the consortium with the £300 million takeover, if the Premier League reject this and they think that Mike Ashley is better at running the club, what's going through the Premier League's minds? Have they lost, as the Londoners would say, have they lost their nut? Have they lost their nutters? But it should be very interesting to see how far this goes. I personally believe that the new owners will get the club. I think Mike Ashley will be kicked out the door, sent on the train back to wherever he came from. Now, I talked about a headline that I saw a few days ago. There's rumours that Mike Ashley are interested in an EFL club. Now, please don't be Doncaster Rovers. We'll be finished. We'll be absolutely finished. I promise you guys, we will be absolutely finished if he becomes Doncaster Rovers chairman. Now, one of the rumoured talked about clubs is Bolton Wanderers. Have they not suffered enough? They've just got new owners. That will never happen. That will never happen. But what I will say is, make sure Mike Ashley doesn't own a football club again, because it's clear he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, I called Newcastle United Sports Direct FC, Sponsorship FC, because they are. They are Sponsorship FC, with Mike Ashley still in charge. I think the new owners, head by this woman, Amanda, I think they're going to bring some success back to the club, no matter who they bring in. Pochettino, Rafa Benitez, keep Steve Bruce. It don't matter. I think the new owners are going to back Steve Bruce 100% if they decide to keep him on past the end of this season. I think they're going to give him the funds to succeed, and I think they're going to give him 1 year. If he's given the funds to succeed, like, you know, if he's given a transfer budget of 60 to 100 million pounds and he gets below top 10, then you have to look at getting rid of Steve Bruce and then bring in Pochettino at some point, or Rafael Benitez, lure him away from China again, because Rafael Benitez, you know, hasn't been on good terms with Mike Ashley when he left. So, you know, it was a no-brainer, really, that Rafael Benitez walks, because he's in a situation where he couldn't win. Now that Mike Ashley could be out the door, Benitez, walk back in, mate. Just walk back in. But Pochettino would be a good replacement for Steve Bruce at the end of the season. I think Pochettino would be a great replacement. I think the project that he did at Spurs was great. I think it didn't start off well for him this season. I still think he shouldn't have got sacked. I still think Mourinho shouldn't have come in. You know, all Mourinho does now is Paddy Power commercials. Trying to say he's not special anymore. You know, I like the fact he's taken the pick out of his Manchester United days, but still, he just does Paddy Power commercials. He's not a special manager anymore. He's past his time. Like Wenger, he knew it was the right time. Ferguson, he knew it was the right time to retire. Mourinho, just stop. Just stop. Now, going back on to Mike Ashley, like I said, if those EFL rumours are true, don't let him. Well, actually, to be fair, knowing the EFL with their fit and proper persons test, he will probably walk into Coventry and get them expelled from the league. Berry. But I personally believe that he shouldn't own a football club again. I mean, Mike, if you're watching this, I've seen that the Greggs are starting to open again, you know, despite being under lockdown. So if you want to go to Greggs and buy the whole shop, be my guest. But in all seriousness, I personally believe that Ashley's gone. He's out the door. I think there's no way the Premier League can reject this. There is no way the Premier League can reject this. The brother of these Saudi owners I believe, is the brother of the Man City owner. Like, what? I know Man City are banned for a couple of years, but that's a sponsorship deal. That's nothing to do with the owners. That's a sponsorship deal that, you know, broke the financial rules. That's why they're banned for 2 years from Europe. Not anything to do with the football or the owners or anything like that. It was a sponsorship deal. It was something financially, sponsorship-wise. Why? You know, there's no doubt in my mind they are fit and proper to run Newcastle Football Club. If they're not, and they keep Mike Ashley on board, then the Premier League need new owners. It's the Premier League that need new owners, because if Amanda and the Saudi consortium fail a fit and proper persons test, despite having the money, despite having the backing, despite having the best interest for the football club, why in hell would that be a problem? Why would that be a situation where Ashley is better? Ashley's not better. Ashley's probably better at eating Greggs than the Saudi consortium. Okay? He's better at eating the whole shop. Okay? He's not a fit and proper person to run a football club. Amanda and the Saudi consortium are fit and proper to run a football club. I feel really sorry for Newcastle, and I really hope you get Pochettino. I'm sorry, Steve Bruce, but, you know, if you keep them just a little bit outside the top 10, you're out the door. But I think if you do, despite the resource you've been working under, well done. I applaud you, Steve Bruce. You know, when you came in, there was lots of skeptics. You know, we were Newcastle were thinking after the takeover fell through, oh, we're going to get some B-Tech David Moyes. And when you walked in, Steve Bruce, I think most of the fans, fans wanted to get behind you, but I think most fans were thinking, oh no, not again. But you actually exceeded expectations. You beat Manchester United 1-0. Congratulations. You're just outside the top 10. Congratulations. But I think that's all you can take them to. I think Pochettino will take them to Europe. I think Benitez would take them to Europe. I think Alan Shearer would take them to Europe. Alan Shearer managing that football club. Could you imagine the scenes? The scenes. So it should be an interesting situation to follow. But thank you very much, guys, for watching this update. Please like, comment, subscribe. And for now, guys, I am the CHALL. Goodbye. Champion! Champion!